So over the years, I've come across many different pedals, many different configurations I put on my pedal board, rotating in and out, the whole thing. But I've got actually two pedals that are definitely my favorite. I don't usually gig them too much anymore for a couple different reasons, which we'll get into. But just because of the way they look and they feel, these can go up on a shelf, and just for decorative pieces alone, they're super cool. And they are by Danelectro. You got the Cool Cat Chorus and the Dan Echo. Number one, the reason I love them is because they look like the body of a '57 Chevy. Just the way they're made, solid. If you can hear, I mean, it's not plastic. I mean, these are metal housings, um, heavy. You can definitely do some damage with these if you wanted to. Drawbacks, not that I've really come across a whole lot of in my experience, but definitely it could happen for both of these pedals. Plastic knobs, which is, it is what it is. And then the input jacks are made of plastic as well. In particular, for the Cool Cat, you have the option of running, a plug into it. The problem is it's an 18 volt. So most of the pedal supplies that people might have, or the wall warts, aren't made for this. But you can use batteries as well. And actually, there's a battery in there. How about that? But it takes two double A's. Excuse me, two 9 volts, two 9 volt batteries for this one. So definitely needs a little more juice than your typical. Get that on there. Hang on. Hold, please. There we go. Back on. But really dig it. Simple. Just two knobs to work with. The speed and the chill, I think it is. So one of my favorites. I have it here in the studio. If I could find a way to get this on the wall, I would. There's actually a couple of other ones in this Danelectro line. You got the Cool Cat, you got the Dan Echo. I think it's the Daddy-O, which is the overdrive pedal. And then there's one that's a red housing. The Daddy-O is, I think, yellow. And then there's a red one, which I think it's called the Fab Tone, which is more like the distortion pedal. So one of these days I'll get the four. And there might even be a fifth one out there that I just can't seem to remember. But those are the main ones from this line for sure. And again, for the Dan Echo, same thing. You can use a 9 volt, so you got that, and it only takes one 9 volt battery. But four switches, you got to toggle in between for some different settings. So very cool. I used to gig with it. It looks really cool on the pedal board, but it's super heavy. When you got two of these on there, the pedal board almost doubles in weight sometimes. So definitely favorites of mine. They always have been. Will they ever get back on a pedal board? Probably not. Again, just because I mentioned just the weight of them, there's no point in anymore. The pedals that are made nowadays, the micro pedals are so much more easier to cart around. But these two are definitely the favorites of mine that I will always hold on to. As a matter of fact, believe it or not, way back when I had one of these originally, I sold it. I think I actually sold it to somebody in Italy, believe it or not. But I found another one because it was just a mistake. But I've got this one. Might even have the box somewhere too for it. But I've got that one. My plan is to get the other two. Hopefully, I know there's at least two more: the Daddy-O and the I think it's the Fab Tone. I can't remember now, but it's the red one. It's almost like a maroon shape. But again, it just looks like something from the '50s. So love them. I'm gonna hold on to them. But these are probably two of my favorite that I've had since I've been buying pedals.